This is Real Real going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to the 27th edition of Reel to Reel, presented by Lubbock ISD TV. I'm Bella Christodoulou, a senior from Coronado.
And I'm Abigail Garcia, a junior from Talkington. Bella, on this edition of the show, we get to go across the nation and tell some really cool stories.
Yes, we did. But first, we'll start here with some local news at Lubbock ISD. Yes, as you can see, our school board members had a fun meeting this week as they honored 80 different students at their board meeting. The Coronado Mariachi Band gave them a live performance that everyone will always remember.
And keeping it at the board meeting, we had 2 Lubbock ISD students get honored for their artwork. And you won't believe what they were honored for. It's so cool. 2 pieces from Lubbock ISD were selected for the 2023 TAEA Youth Art Month State Capitol exhibit. Artwork from Hannah Feist at Talkington and Hayden Wenzel at Coronado High School were both chosen. Their artwork is on display at the Bullock Museum in Austin for Youth Art Month during the month of March. In addition, yesterday it was announced that Hannah's artwork was one of only 16 pieces chosen for the 2023 Governor's Gallery exhibit. Congratulations to these students and their teachers.
And keeping it with art, March is Art in Education Month, and at Lubbock Municipal Garden and Art Center, they held a big Youth Art Month exhibit. Students' artwork will be displayed through March 17th for Youth Arts Art Month. So this is your chance to see great art by our students. It's starting to come to an end, so make sure you make your way out there to see the exhibit today.
To the middle school ranks, have you ever wanted to be a business owner? Students at Dunbar College Prep put their research and hard work to the test by selling snacks to their classmates. Let's take a look.
We decided to start a business where we sell snacks and we use like doing credit and stuff. So we learn about profit and insurance, stuff like that. And once we're finished, we'll pay our money back and keep our profit.
So we started an after-school program, and this spring semester was all about entrepreneurship and the kids building a business. We gave them the opportunity to come and learn about what that looks like, profit, and how to determine prices, things like that. And then today we're here letting them actually sell their snacks at lunch, and then they'll get to keep their profit plus some other perks for being part of the program.
My favorite part was just seeing how business can work and exchanging things and learning about profit.
Great story on the great things happening out at Dunbar.
Right? Hey Bella, we just got back from a big trip.
Yes, we did, and we'll get more into that later in the second block of our show, but before we left, we turned in a pretty cool project.
We did. They say everyone has a story, and this story shows the power of hard work, determination, and love.
Every day, new businesses emerge with special origins. Just like the bakery's title, Sweet Creations has a very sweet story.
We created Sweet Creations in our kitchen. We worked out of our kitchen for 18 years, kind of outgrew the home, so we got a storefront. And we've been in our storefront for 6.5 years. We're at 1106 Avenue J for 3 years, and we've been at 1308 Broadway for 3.5 years. The main goal was that was to get the house back into a home, because the business kind of took over. So to move into a brick and mortar, it was wonderful. I got more space. I got more in and out traffic. To transition to that, it was a good move.
But the success of her business wasn't just gained through dough and sugar, but with a little bit of love.
He likes to say I'm Batman and he's Robin, so that's what we stick to. My husband, he likes for them to try something right then so they can see it, just to see the expression on their face, like, oh wow, that's good. I enjoy him being here. He may not say the same thing, but but I do. But I enjoy him being here.
Sweet Creations continues to strengthen their relationship day by day through teamwork.
Maybe have just one person thinking but with us thinking together, we come up with a lot of good stuff. And also, as she said, there's more ups than downs. And with us agreeing and disagreeing helps run the business better.
It only makes it better.
Yeah. She's not wrong that often. Only like 70% of the time.
Boy.
Just like every business needs a team, they're each other's. For Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Bella Christodoulou. I loved telling their story.
Right? I hope everyone loves them as much as I do after watching that story.
Right, but Abby, I know it's been quick, but that's going to do it for our first block of our show. And still to come on this edition of Reel to Reel, we show you what soccer teams are in the playoffs, and the former Coronado Mustang is gearing up for the NFL Draft.
But first, we just got done with Student Television Network Convention. Do you want to see some of our work?
Of course they do. So stay with us. We'll be right back for more on this 27th edition of Reel to Reel.
Every week is physically and emotionally exhausting. And the last thing we want is going to talk to the media. But we're professionals, and we're willing to do our job.
You know, Jared takes everyone's lines, every show, and it doesn't matter if it was me or the last guy that did the show, whatever his name was. But it's like that every show with Jared. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's the greatest job in the world. That's what I tell you guys. But when I go home, I just shut down, sit in my chair, and just think, why didn't I steal all of his lines? Hey Parker, good show today, man.
Yep, it was good.
You got something on your mind? Anything you want to talk about?
Nope, I'm okay. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Well, I'm here if you need me.
Always stealing my lines.
Here at LISD TV, we go through our slumps, just like anybody else. But especially for our first years, who are, well, beginners, we like to go back and review what we did wrong, so we can learn, get better. All right, look at this, Gary. Do you see the way you're slumping?
I don't think it's that bad.
That's pretty bad, Gary.
No, it's not that. No.
You are obviously slumping.
And they barely notice it.
Okay, Gary, you see that?
Yeah, what about it?
That's not natural.
Yeah, it is. It's the twitch.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
See, that one I think is a little rough, but it's not that bad.
That's bad, Gary. That's really bad.
Yeah.
I know where to start with this one.
I don't even know where to begin. That was awesome.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Why don't you think so?
There were people watching us live. We were live, Gary.
And they were jamming out at home like I was.
But eventually, the great ones figure it out.
Man, what an unbelievable show. I'm sure y'all will love it.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed on that one.
Welcome back to Reel to Reel with hosts Abigail Garcia and Bella Christodoulou. Weather with Micah Pappas. Sports with Naomi Spears. And trending now with Caleb Galbraith. Now back to the desk as we continue our 27th episode of Reel to Reel.
Welcome back to Reel to Reel. Bella, how's life going? It seems like it's been super busy for the both of us, and for many of our fellow classmates.
Right, we just got back on Monday evening this week, and we're about to load onto a bus to go to Skills USA State this week. I'm so tired.
No time off at all, but competing is one of my favorite parts about this class.
Me too. And Abby, speaking of competing, we just got done with the Student Television Network convention.
Yes, we did. We had 2 team contests and 9 individual contests that we took part in at STN.
Yay! I can't wait to show these.
Right, and we start with Micah Pappas and Naomi Spears as they did a news story with a prompt of the impact of rain on Long Beach.
Hello and welcome to sunny Long Beach, California. This warm weather has brought out dozens of vendors for this beautiful farmers market. And with just a quick glance, it's easy to see why it's a local favorite.
I spent it with my wife.
And they have great food here too.
Yeah, fresh produce. Because it's been drought forever. so we need the rain.
Well, the rain has been a big blessing for some. After all, Long Beach has received almost 12 inches of rain, nearly doubling last year's total. And it's only March. But for others, unexpected obstacles have stood in their path.
This is like a good texture with like, you get a lot less foot traffic because people in California are almost like allergic to the rain. So we've seen a lot of less foot traffic, and actually being a merchant here, it's been really tough trying to keep bread dry in the midst of a heavy downpour. So yeah, it's definitely provided us with some challenges.
Well, as you can see, these vendors won't let a little rain stand in their way, and the city has managed to turn gloomy weather into something to enjoy. For Student Television Network, I'm Micah Pappas.
Great work by them. I read their feedback from the judges, and there was a lot of positives.
There really was. And Bella, we shouldn't delay it. You ready to see our story?
I am. We had 4 hours to find a story and film, and then 4 hours to edit an arts and culture story.
And I will say, we found a unique business to spotlight.
Let's take a look at what we turned in less than 8 hours. Thank you. Coming out to Long Beach, there's so many unique businesses we don't see a whole lot back in Texas.
We have a full alkaline company that we work with and coffee beans that are brewed for 48 hours, and we do that all locally, and then we've got that in like a couple different grocery outlets and probably 20-30 different coffee shops. It's all mushrooms infused extract mixed with cold brew coffee.
Not only are Culture Shrooms cold brews delicious, but they're also packed with many benefits.
Immunity spectrum is definitely the biggest part, from digestive health to just bodily functions. Mushrooms are being incorporated in all types of various things. I think that will continue to grow, and we knew that niche was starting to become a bigger bubble, and we're much so behind the natural route of these products.
Holistic medication is a little unorthodox. Tanner Roach hopes more people open their third eye to the mind, body, and spirit changes Culture Shrooms offers.
Like probably 10 different types of mushrooms that we range. What people do get grow kits here and then be able to take home. But yeah, so everything that you see in here is all grown in-house.
Buy it in-house or take it home. It's an experience like no other. For Student Television Network, I'm Bella Christodoulou. Fun doing that story. It was a unique business, but only in California, right?
Only in California. And of course, we do want to say that this was all of the best talent in the nation competing at this competition.
Teams from Florida, Texas, California, and even Hawaii were all there.
In fact, over 2,500 students were there to compete.
And so we saved our third place in the nation story for last. Ezekiel Mata and Tolliver Durbin took home the bronze for the human interest feature story.
Here in Long Beach, many people help the community in whatever way possible. One stands out, however, just about a mile off of the shoreline.
My name is Alan Lang. I came to St. Luke's about 2 years ago as part of my own Faith Road, and I was aware of the shower program and its importance to the city of Long Beach. It's one of the few places that the homeless can actually get showers in addition to clothing and food and other support services. It's what Christ told us to do. It became crystal clear. Christ goes on and on and on and on in the book about helping people. Before I worked here, I walked by homeless people all the time. I don't see them. Didn't talk to them.
They've had an experience or two a year ago with the same situation and think to themselves, I hate homeless people, get a job, they're just lazy.
If you see a homeless person and you have time, just say, hi, how's your day going? And you'll start to empathize more with them. You'll start to understand with them.
Once you empathize, then the money can come later. It's not about the money, it's about empathizing with people that are not in your situation, because you could be there.
It is important just to be with people, to do as Christ said, to walk with them. And that's where you will, as I do, and all the other volunteers here do, get a great satisfaction. And that's what I encourage everyone to do.
Reporting for Student Television Network, I'm Ezekiel Mata.
That was so good. They worked so hard on that. Of course, we will show another STN story coming up in the sports block of the show.
Oh yeah, Carson killed his story.
He really did. And now let's send it over to Caleb Galbraith for the students' favorite part of the show. Caleb?
Thanks, Abby and Bella. I can honestly say I think everyone will be blown away by what's trending this week in the world. So let's take a look. A squad of State Patrol troopers working the scene of one accident became part of another when a huge semi-truck complicated things in the scariest way possible. Amazingly, no serious injuries were reported, but state police say the truck's driver was issued a summons for careless driving. A new study showing bees are capable of not only problem solving, but teaching other bees the same skill can only be described as, well, buzzworthy. This new study from Queen Mary University of London set out to show that bumblebees, like humans, are capable of socially learned behavior. Don't worry, I'm fine. That's the message Shaquille O'Neal is sending his fans after many of them became worried when they saw on a social media post that he was in the hospital. The NBA legend took to Instagram Monday, thanking everyone for their concern, while assuring them he's okay after getting a hip replacement. And did you hear this? Rapper Rick Ross's pet buffalo apparently got loose this past week and supposedly terrorized his neighbor, who filed a complaint with the police. According to Ross, his buffalo just wanted to see the other side, get out and live their life. Eventually, the buffalo will return to his property, and further penalties may be imposed for repeat offenses.
I'm over here as a concerned mother. So why would you, control your buffalo, control your bull? That's all I'm saying.
Wednesday, the Beatles' debut album, Please Please Me, turned 60 years old. This album landed them a place on the Ed Sullivan Show and launched their career to become the household names that we know them as today. The first day of spring came and went, and if you're looking to travel this season, pack your patience and some extra cash. A new forecast shows spring break 2023 may be the busiest travel season ever, for the airline industry at least.
Pretty well expect that those predictions to come true, and the reason why is that for each of the 2 months so far in 2023, you have seen travel numbers exceed the same month in 2019.
You're an interesting man.
And to the movie scene, here's the top 5 in the box office right now. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania made $4.1 million for 5th place. 65, the only non-sequel in the top 5, took 4th place on ticket sales. Creed 3 spent its 3rd round in theaters in 3rd place, earning $15.4 million.
This isn't like any other Ghostface.
After one weekend on top, Scream 6 fell to 2nd, but made $17.5 million.
Blizzard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got superpowers.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods opened with $30.5 million, far less than the $53.5 million debut of the 2019 original, but easily enough to top the charts. And that's your look at what's trending. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your spring. I'll send it back over to our team at the desk.
Thanks so much, Caleb. You weren't lying. There was a lot of crazy stuff happening this week.
Right? If there was a buffalo in my yard, I would run away, that's for sure.
Speaking of crazy, the Lubbock weather always seems, crazy. Let's send it on over to Micah Pappas at the Weather Now set. Micah, how are things looking for us this week?
Well, ladies, I wish I was reporting on the impact of rain here in the South Plains, but sadly, we don't have much chance of precipitation on the forecast. As we look at today, you'll notice how high the winds are. Temps look fine, but the winds will be in the mid to upper 20s all day. So, if you're going to a baseball game tonight, hold on to your cap, because it might just blow away. Now, looking on to the weekend, the temps will remain about the same, and the winds once again are howling. Both days of the weekend will have winds in the 20s, but Saturday will be the worst. Winds will be consistently 25 plus miles per hour, so I guess it'll be your stereotypical weekend here on the South Plains. Wind, wind, and some more wind. And as we look at our 7-day forecast, we'll have even more wind, but a few days where the temps will rise. As you see on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll hike in temps, especially Thursday, where temps reach the 80-degree mark. Then going back to Wednesday, we do have a slight chance of rain hovering about 15%. But outside of that, not much chance of rain here on the South Plains. So the temps will be the same for the whole week except for a few days. But the big constant for this week, as I said 100 times already, wind is on the forecast.
Thanks so much, Micah. You gotta love living in Lubbock.
You're right. Wind all day, every day. What's better?
Right. And still to come on this edition of Real to Real, we keep it real with Mr. Ward. What does he have in store for us this week? We will just have to wait and see.
But first, we head on over to our sports connection with Naomi Spears, as we have a historic coach on the move.
You won't want to miss that next on this 27th edition of Real to Real.
With Lubbock ISD TV, our fans can always check out the highlights of all our shows and sports broadcasts by following our social media. Super fans can get even more access by watching live streams, video on demand, and more on our website. And for our fanatics who still can't get enough of Lubbock ISD TV, we have uncut footage of Caleb Galbraith making a sandwich just for you. Keep up to date with all things Lubbock ISD TV on all our platforms.
I just work here.
Hey Sam, come check this out.
Yo, what's up, Julius? What's going on?
It's our new theme song for Real to Real.
Dude, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Let's.
get it, Sam.
Oh, dude. Oh.
Get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yo, what's going
Yo,
on?
we're listening to our new theme song for Real to Real,
Bro,
bro.
can I join you?
Yeah, come on, get in, bro.
Come on.
Oh. Okay.
Welcome back to Real to Real. I'm Naomi Spears with your Sports Connection. Nelson Mandela once said, "Sports has the power to change the world. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. Sports can awaken hope where there was only previously despair. Sports speaks to people in a language they can understand." And we start off with the power of sports after breaking grounds as the first woman football coach in Lubbock ISD. Coach Felicia Teeter is on the move. Coach Teeter was the tight end coach for the Estacado Matadors, and now she'll be starting a new program at Pratty Community College in Kansas. Coach Teeter will be the head coach of the women's flag football team and is currently recruiting some talent. On Twitter, we want to say congrats to Coach Teeter and the best of luck as she lives out her dream in Kansas. And former Estacado Matador and current Texas Longhorn, Mia Garza comes up with a little short in the finals. But in the NCAA national runner-up in the 123-pound weight class, Mia has 2 years left at University of Texas and wrestles for the club team. Of course, she had to qualify for the National Collegiate Wrestling Championships, and she is already getting ready to prepare for the next season. According to her old high school coach, she is one of the best to ever wrestle for Estacado, and you can see why. And to the gridiron as of today, we are 34 days away from the 2023 NFL Draft, and we have a former Coronado Mustang getting ready to take the next leap and go to the show. As Jalen Thomas participated in SMU Pro Day this past week, the offensive lineman from the 34th Street was a 4-year letterman from the SMU Mustangs, playing in a total of 52 games in his collegiate career. Now he is preparing to go to the NFL, where online mock drafts have possibly going on 3 days of the draft. We wish him all the luck in his pro football career. And over to the track and field scene, they say, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. And to be an elite track field athlete, you have to be a discipline, and we definitely have some discipline, and tremendous student athletes, competing their hearts out on the track and field. And our superstar is Monterey's own David Mora. He really does it all. This video of him getting first place in the 400-meter race with a blistering time of 49.92. He also placed first in the 1600-meter race. Congrats to him and all of the track and field athletes that are competing and representing our schools. And to the soccer pitch, with the long grind of the regular season being over, our Lubbock ISD teams shift focus onto the 2023 playoffs. And here we are, our teams that are still competing in the girls' playoffs. Both Coronado and Monterey will compete in the 5A playoffs, while Estacado will compete in the Class 4A. And to the guys, we have 2 teams eyeing gold trophies. As Monterey, the team with so much talent, will face Tacosa to start out the 5A playoffs. And Estacado will face El Paso Bowie to start out the 4A playoffs. We wish our teams the best of luck in the postseason. Now this week, we are returning home after competing at the Student Television Network Convention. One of the contests that we competed in is sports commentary. Carson Ward was given the prompt, is esports really a sport? Let's take a look at what he turned in.
Yes. Even though it doesn't have as much physical impact on oneself like other sports, there's been a long-lasting question on whether or not esports should really be considered a sport. Video games like Madden and FIFA have been around for decades, so this relationship between sports and esports has been pretty clear. Many people would point out that video games aren't as physically demanding as playing football. And your arms won't be as tired, like tossing a baseball around all day. But the competitive spirit is there, and in my eyes, that's what makes a great sport. As the world continues to evolve, esports is not slowing down anytime soon, as there are 3 billion active gamers in 2023. So maybe it's time we start taking esports a little more seriously. For Student Television Network, I'm Carson Ward.
There by Carson. Of course, that was the sports commentary, and so he was supposed to give an opinion. I thought that was good. What do y'all do? Do y'all like it?
I did. I thought his transitions were really cool.
Right, tossing the games and balls were a cool transition. The big question is, Naomi, do you think esports is a sport?
I do, but do you?
We were talking about it before, and we agree we think it is too.
Right? Thanks for sports, Naomi.
You betcha.
And still to come on this edition of Real to Real, we keep it real with Mr. Ward.
What does he have in store for us this week? I want to take a wild guess and say he talks about STN.
I bet he does too. And we will have that when we come back on Real to Real.
Hey yo, guess what day it is, huh? Come on, Sienna, guess what day it is?
Tie Tuesday.
No? Come on, Lily, you gotta know what day it is.
Game day.
What?
How happy are Lubbock ISD fans every time we take a broadcast?
I'd say happier than Mr. Ward on game day.
Game day, yeah!
The two that you see here look like regular football players at first glance. But Jack Carroll and John Curry are two that are looked at as leaders and best friends. Everyone around them will tell you what they have is something special. I got the chance to catch up with both of them, talk about their bond, and just exactly how they push each other and make each other better.
We've gone to school together since 6th grade and been teammates for as long as I can remember.
Back to Real, only on Lubbock ISD TV. Spring break came and went for us here at the TV station. Our break was just 2 days, and that's because we had 17 students compete at our Super Bowl in Student Television Network. And for the first time in our history of competing at STN, we had students place in the top 3 of an individual contest. And that's something to be extremely proud of. Tolliver Derman and Ezekiel Mata got 3rd place for their human interest story on a man that helps homeless shelters in Long Beach. On top of that, Max Kinzer and Gary Regner won an honorable mention for their NatPack story on how people are traveling in Long Beach. No doubt, we're so proud of them. Of course, being at a competition, naturally we had some students that were disappointed that they didn't win. And to them, I say, don't be upset. We just competed against the greatest talent in the nation that has to offer. When you look back at our past STN competitions, they show how hard this is. Literally, this is the first time that we've had a team place in the top 3 for an individual contest. And we've been going for this for 10 years. So we need to celebrate that. And when you look at our present, we turned in some tremendous videos. Literally, our best videos yet. We have so much talent, and I'm so proud of how far we've grown. As a teacher, we look for growth, and we've seen that firsthand. Our future, you see it. We all see it. Our students are going to be successful. Thank you to our seniors that gave it everything they had. Y'all are rock stars, and we're looking forward to the future with our sophomores and juniors. So there it is. That's me keeping it real. I'm going to send it back to our team at the desk.
Thanks so much, Mr. Ward. And our audience for tuning in this week's edition of Real to Real.
And remember to stay happy and healthy.
And as always, creative and confident.
Executive Producer Nathaniel Steele. Technical Director Sienna Villa. Teleprompter Cesar Montez. Pro Presenter Carson Ward. Camera 1 and Floor Director Lily Tony. Camera 2 Hunter McKenzie. At the desk Abigail Garcia and Bella Christodoulou. Weather with Micah Pappas. Sports with Naomi Spears. And Trending Now with Caleb Galbraith. And your voice of Real to Real, Gary Regner.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.